New York and New Jersey, July 14, 2025.
Oh, el bus, mira, el bus.
Severe weather has again hit several U.S. states, with New York and New Jersey being the hardest hit. Massive flash floods have swept through cities, submerging homes and buildings, and even sweeping away cars and vehicles. Several amateur recordings by residents show the terrifying force of the flood currents, making many people shiver and run to find safe shelter from the flood. The local government also carried out a large-scale evacuation to anticipate the impact of the flash flood, which could be said to be the worst disaster in 2025.
¡Ay! ¡Ese animalito! ¡Métale la pata y no se le queda!
Storms prompted flash flood warnings across the New York City metropolitan area Monday night, with photos showing severe flooding across the city and in parts of New York State and New Jersey. Heavy rain moved through the region Monday, causing flooding in the city's northern suburbs and New Jersey, where Governor Phil Murphy declared a state of emergency.
Fucking tsunami over here.
New York City subway service was experiencing severe delays due to stations flooding, according to the Metropolitan Transportation Authority. Metro North Railroad service into and out of Grand Central Terminal was also delayed. Commuters were asked to postpone travel until train service could resume between the New York City boroughs of Manhattan and the Bronx.
The water keeps rising. It's probably less than a foot from going in the window of this pickup truck in front of my...
Drivers have also been dealing with flooded roads and highways due to the intense rainfall, with many reports in Scotch Plains, New Jersey, and Westchester County, New York. Westchester County Executive Ken Jenkins said the floods happened very quickly, and that the county received numerous 911 calls. It was not something that was just a gradual move up. Certainly in some of our more prone areas, like the Bronx River Parkway, right there on Main Street, which traditionally floods when it rains really hard. In those cases, those folks are being rescued by local emergency services personnel, mostly local fire departments, Jenkins said.
It is unbelievable, and this is in front of Plainfield High School.
Live from Plainfield, New Jersey. This is Leland and 3rd. This is what's going on now.
Wow.
Flash flood warnings remained in effect in parts of the region until about 10 p.m. The storms were not moving very quickly, however, which meant the soaking rain would persist. A flash flood watch for most of the region was set to expire at midnight. Initial estimates of rainfall hit more than 6 inches in parts of the area by 8 p.m. Click here for the latest warnings and watches from the First Alert Weather Team. Several subway lines were impacted by flooding. A photo from the 28th Street station in Manhattan showed water gushing from a drain and soaking the platform. Water was pooling on the platform at 34th Street Penn Station, one of the city's busiest subway stops, as riders carefully maneuvered around. Vehicles stalled in floodwaters in Scotch Plains. An ambulance, UPS truck, and a bus struggled in the high water. CBS News New York witnessed at least one rescue from a vehicle after water overtook parts of Main Street. A rescue team used a front loader to carry people stranded in the floodwaters to safety. Some people walked through ankle-deep water as torrential rain fell in Roselle Park, where cones were set up along some roads to warn drivers to steer clear of deep floodwaters.
Share it alive. Everybody from Jersey, let us know you safe. Yeah, you can share.
The owner of Dowling's Irish Pub and Restaurant on Chestnut Street said 6 inches to a foot of water made its way inside the business. Unfortunately, we got hit again. We were hit 4 years ago with Ida. We invested money into the town. We wanted to stay here, and unfortunately this is what we got, Russell Olden said. A house was partially submerged in Plainfield. Westchester County officials said part of the Bronx River Parkway was closed, and there was significant flooding on the Sprain Brook Parkway and Saw Mill River Parkway. Folks are being rescued. They are being taken out of those cars. And again, so far everyone has been safe, and we're going to continue, Jenkins said.
Right there.
Bro, nobody asked me how my fucking day is going right now. Oh my fucking God, bro. What the fuck?
That street going,
That's also blocked off for coming in.
it's blocked off for people coming in.
Yeah, gotcha.
So get out there and
The lights turned on their own, the headlights turned on, and the trunk popped.
Passengers on a Metro North train along the Saw Mill River Parkway saw cars stalled and partially submerged in the water, which was up to some vehicles' windows. Lamont Street off Saw Mill River Road in Elmsford was one of many roads that were closed due to flooding. A street turned into a river in Valhalla. A slow-moving cold front approaching the East Coast on Monday is unleashing flooding and heavy rain throughout major cities along the I-95 corridor. A level 3 out of 4 risk for flash flooding has been outlined across part of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, encompassing major cities such as Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia.
hey, all this shit is underneath water. All of it.
Folks, I want you to take a look at this. Look at where the stop sign on the floor is. Look at that. That's my marker. That's what I've been trying to check out.
New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy declared a state of emergency for the state due to flash flooding, urging residents to stay off the roads. The Fox Forecast Center said the front may take its time passing through the region, not clearing the coast until the overnight hours. Water rescues, subway stations flooding, and hazardous road conditions have all been reported throughout the tri-state area as the heaviest rain slams the region. Major airports throughout the Northeast reported ground stop delays, while busy commuter trains, including the New York City subway, NJ Transit, and Grand Central's Metro North, faced extreme delays or had service suspended. New York City experienced its second wettest hour on record, slammed with 2.07-inch rain between 7 to 8 p.m., according to the Fox Forecast Center. This record is behind only the 3.47-inch that fell in 1 hour from the remnants of Hurricane Ida. A heightened flash flood threat exists from parts of East Pennsylvania down to North Carolina. Rain totals could climb quick in any storm stalling over the same area. With near-record moisture levels, storms could produce rain rates that could top 3 inches per hour, especially across parts of Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. It is possible some isolated areas could see a quick 3 to 5 inches of rain within just a few hours in storms that repeatedly move over the same area.
One car over there is going to give it. By the time this thing is finished, that one car is going to be underneath. He should have closed his door.
In these areas, saturated ground from recent rain means it won't take much for any additional rain to lead to flash flooding. Some of these storms could turn severe, producing quick and damaging winds that could bring down trees because of how wet the ground is. After Monday, the Fox Forecast Center said rain will become more scattered for Tuesday and Wednesday. Not everyone will see rain, but the gloomy skies will remain for most. By Thursday, a new wave of rain will move into the east. Storms will start in the Midwest and eventually move into the east as yet another cold front will come crashing through. This will only help stack the rain totals even higher across areas that do not need any more rain.
And we were able to rescue ourselves before the car completely flooded. Inside the car, everywhere. This is unbelievable.
We're not really going nowhere no time soon. Look at this water.
Residents of Westchester County, New York have been strongly advised to avoid all travel unless fleeing an area that is subject to flooding or under an evacuation order. Officials said on social media, a flash flood warning and flood watch remained in effect, officials said, and several roads were closed. The threat posed by flash floods around the world is only getting worse as climate change fuels more extreme weather, experts say. Few places have mastered the forecasting and warning systems needed to prevent the loss of life during flash floods. And they are on the rise in urban areas too, where they can threaten infrastructure like subway lines.
I'm not going to try to go through there.
When heavy rainfall occurs in a short period of time, rushing water can deluge homes and basement apartments, overtake cars and knock people off their feet. Flash floods can develop quickly, within hours or even minutes, and they often catch people off guard, killing an average of 88 people in the United States each year. Flash floods occur when there's just too much water coming in too fast, said Bonnie Schneider, a meteorologist and author of Extreme Weather. And climate change is compounding the risks. Warmer air holds more moisture, Ms. Schneider said, which can lead to heavier, more intense rainfall.
Wow. I feel bad for people. I feel bad for...
And check out where it's at in the next clip. Now look at it. That was at 6:45.
Mount Joy, in southeastern Pennsylvania, declared a disaster emergency as more than 7 inches, 17.8 centimeters, of rain fell in less than 5 hours Monday, according to the fire department Mount Joy. Some people reported over 5 feet, 1.5 meters, of water in their homes, and emergency responders made 16 water rescues, although no injuries were reported.
Look, mira la camioneta, primo. La parqueó, man.
The declaration enables us to access additional resources to support residents and accelerate recovery efforts, Borough Emergency Management Coordinator Philip Colvin said in a statement. By Monday evening, the rainfall had lessened and water in Mount Joy had started to recede. In Metuchen, New Jersey, about 34 miles, 54.7 kilometers, southwest of New York City, Mayor Jonathan M. Bush wrote on Facebook that the borough was significantly flooded, but by Monday evening water levels had already receded. It looks like the worst of the storm is behind us and thankfully, everyone is safe, he said.
Waves come up right to my step.
Look at some people on top of their own car. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? This is my own car.
More than 7 inches of rain fell in one area in less than 5 hours, Mr. Colvin said, overwhelming storm drains and flooding some homes, particularly on the west side of town. The New York State Police said the Taconic State Parkway flooded, forcing the authorities to close the roadway in both directions in Mount Pleasant. The Sprainbrook Parkway was also closed in both directions in Mount Pleasant because of flooding. Air travel was disrupted as well on Monday night, with Kennedy International Airport reporting delays of more than 3 hours on departing flights, and Newark Liberty International Airport reporting departure delays of up to 2 hours, according to the tracking website FlightAware.
Next to the wing shop and stuff like that, so it's just roaring and roaring in that backyard, in that back.